already open?
That's right, man. You have to sit down and
Roll the
proper,
open.
like you're on
The
television.
show's already started. We don't have it open.
Okay.
You don't have an open for this?
You should have done your
if
open.
you've
Your
seen
standard
it,
open.
the
Yeah.
black screen comes up. It's coming up right this second, actually. Hello, welcome to the show. We've already started. I have two guests today. We're going to talk about the Oscars that are coming up in a couple of days. Also, we wanted to discuss maybe movies that are coming out soon. I know Superman's going to be a big one that you were probably interested in.
Yes.
So to my immediate left here is Rodney Dubé,
Hello.
who's currently been, that's copyrighted. You can
Oh,
say that.
thank you.
Actually, David just did that on an episode recently, and I was like, how dare you? And over to his left is Joe Dorsey, President, CEO of what? Dorsey Media, Red 5 Productions. I knew you'd wear the hat, so I was like,
please.
fuck it, I'm wearing the shirt today. I don't care. I've never worn it.
Yeah, I see you got dressed up for this.
Yeah, thank you.
We all did, actually.
Thank you for having me on your crazy person show.
Thank you for having me. What is the difference between Red 5 and Dorsey Media? This sounds like some sort of tax scam, something or other going on.
Tax shelters.
Just tax
That's all. I'm moving money around.
Right. It's just a giant shell game, you know? It's like, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like how Google sends money overseas and then they wash it and send
Right.
it back. Yeah.
Right.
Same thing.
Tell me about. Well, actually, let's ask Rodney first because I'm going to show a clip of what you did for Acme Comics. You shot a trailer for them.
Yeah.
Talk about that because you've got light over your head, and I need to pull.
I've got light over my...
Just keep talking. Tell me about.
Well-
tell me about the trailer you put together for them, and tell us about the company.
Well, you know, Acme Comics is over in Longwood, Florida, and they are a small, well, relatively small, but soon-to-be expanding comic book shop. They mainly focus on toys and comics. It's a great, bright, fun, exciting store, and it's just really, 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 really cool. And
And
gave
they
me that-
asked you to throw something together for them, and they kind of left it up to you.
It's the typical thing like, hey, you work in television, you can make us a video. So I never really had done anything on my own other than, I've always worked for someone or some kind of company thing. So it gave me a chance to kind of go, you know what, I'll give this a shot. And I have to personally thank Joe for letting me borrow his camera because that was shot on the Dorsey Media 1000, the JVC, whatever, but
That's right, the JVC.
Right, the JVC, which was a great camera.
Did you shoot the whole thing on that, or was that just
Yeah.
the time lapse?
No, all of it. So I did all of it, and I edited the thing on a little Mac Mini, and which is a lot of fun because every time you do like a dissolve or any kind of thing, it's like and render. So
Yeah.
I still think you shot the best looking thing that JVC's ever done because everything I pointed at looks like garbage.
You should send that up to JVC. It should be on their webpage.
Yeah, I know, exactly. So, but no, it's just they are just a great group over there. They are expanding now. The Terry, the owner, actually owns the building, so now they are taking on the other half. So there's going to be a theater in there. They're going to bring in all kinds of stuff. They're going to expand the toy space and comic stuff, and who knows, there might be even more video coverage of that kind of expansion just to kind of show it off. But
Well,
it's
for those
just
who
a
haven't
great-
seen it, then let's take a look at the trailer that Rodney shot.
Are you ready? Do you love toys? I know I do. We here at Acme pride ourselves on having the largest selection in Central Florida of Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, you name it, we've probably got it. Come on, let's go take a look.
Lots of comic shops in Orlando. We still make the drive all the way out here because it's just, there's stuff you
It's the
get
best
here.
atmosphere ever, and it's the only place you can find all these cool things.
Every time I come here, I see something new. As a child of the 80s, this is like the destination for anything action figure or comic book related.
Air Raiders, Starcom, Visionaries, He-Man. How's that for a nostalgia bomb?
The staff here is great. The great selection, great fun. But, when it comes to collectibles like Star Wars, which is my big thing, obviously, you might be able to tell.
Did I mention Star Wars? New and vintage.
It is. And not to mention, I got into a lot of comics thanks to this place.
New comics? Yeah, we got you covered. And back issues.
I mean, this is the place to come and actually have a good time with people who enjoy customers.
It's just a great family atmosphere, so we love coming down.
You got a collection? We want to see it. Got old comics? We want to buy them. A little bit of everything here for you at Acme Comics.
Come visit our store in Longwood, Florida, or check out our website, acme-superstore.com.
And now that trailer you shot, it's been like 5-6 months already since you shot that.
Yeah, it's got about 6 or 7,000 views. They actually
Really? 7,000 views? That's impressive.
I'm actually the other videos I put up, they actually do like, oh wow, I'm up to 30, and that's usually me checking it.
I've got a national television show that doesn't have 7,000 views.
Now the view count, do you get when they just go to the website? Does it take to YouTube, or do they actually put the video?
They put the video on the
webpage?
site, and then on top of that,
so who knows how many views?
Well, the thing is, what's interesting is that of all things, they actually have an international customer base because people from Brazil will show up and they see Todd and they're like, "You're the guy in the video. You're the guy in the video."
Wow, you're global.
So
you are global.
they know him. And the guy, Todd, who was in the video you've just seen, he works there. So we were doing all that stuff in between him helping customers. So he'd come in and it's like, do you like comic books? And then suddenly it's like, and okay, cut. All right. So, you want to get the Transformer toy? Okay, come over here.
Let's talk about how disappointed you are as an international customer when you land in Longwood.
Right, Longwood.
Oh, I know. I'm sure they're like, Disney World, what the play?
Especially if they land in Sanford Airport.
Right,
they'd be like,
right.
What is this?
Right. Right, what is this place? Santa the Ford, I don't get. But they are, they're great people. They did have some sad moments last, a couple of months. The co-owner Tori, the wife, she passed away, unexpectedly. So they're rebuilding themselves from that, but they're
expanding the business.
At the same time, and they're definitely going to be moving forward, and it's going to be a lot. Again, it's the one thing that the key about that store, which is different from other comic book shops over the years, because I've gone to comic book shops since I was 10 or 11. They're usually dark, dingy, terrible. There's some fat slob dude behind.
Why is the lighting so dim?
I don't understand.
And that place has got nice windows.
Right. And that's the thing. And that was the whole thing about it. And initially, when they want to do the video, they're kind of like, Terry's like, he comes up and he's like, hey, we want to do it where, we talk about selling comics. And I was saying to him, I said, look, they have customers that have been coming to them since they were 10, and they're our age with children, and we're bringing their kids. So I'm like, the best thing to do is have your customers do the talking, and so that's who we all talk to customers that have been there, over the years.
And it's
so
got that look.
That does.
It's a nice, bright, colorful trailer you put together. It's not dark and dingy in a dungeon somewhere. I mean, the business of comic books has to expand out to. You have to be like Giuliani and clean up the streets of New York.
Exactly. It's the Times Square of the industry.
And shows like Big Bang are probably doing that for the industry.
Absolutely,
as well.
because the thing is that if you think of it, the comic book world, I mean, I was made fun of constantly. It's like for reading this stuff, and it was from either my friends or the teachers or.
Well, that's only because you did it past 17.
Right.
Well, yeah. True.
At the prom.
It's very true.
Prom,
right. Well, hold on, I got to read Spider-Man. But and some of the things is that the problem was that the average person thought all that stuff was the Super Friends. And that was what was never in the books, even from the inceptions of them. I mean, granted, in the 50s, they had to start making it like, look, it's Batman's dog, and they're hanging around. So
that's true. When we were kids, if you weren't into comic books, you were watching Super Friends, and you're thinking that's what comics.
That's what
are,
it was,
right?
and it completely wasn't. They were even Stan Lee started writing for 16-year-olds, and so it was always based towards teens and up and an adult audience. So they usually always had adult style drama and themes to them. So, but again, when it comes to the stores, they've always were just some strip mall thing or some dingy thing, or seriously the comic shop character from The Simpsons. That's like a documentary. That was seriously the guy behind it, some kind of failed looking Ron Jeremy character who was like what do you want for your comics?
So through your trailer, you were able to capture what people really need to know comics are really about. It's not
There's a striking similarity though between that comic book shop and video rental shop guys.
Exactly, the original video stuff, right? So, but again, the whole general point of that store is that they are obviously a much brighter and professional and clean and fun and upbeat family place. You can come in and not just, even for our age, seeing old toys that were vintage toys and current
right.
toys, and same thing with comics and new comics, that everyone can go there and just have a good time.
And you made a point to mention that, have him write or say vintage toys in the trailer. I remember it saying that. You got to say those things. And I guess no stranger to shooting and editing like you did all on your own. Joe, you've been doing that for many years, and now along with your partner John, been doing Travel Through History. In this past season, I know season 1 is over, if you call it season 1.
Yep.
You went to many places. My favorite being the Hoover Dam, probably just for the visuals of it. But you also went to St. Augustine. You went and visited the Fountain of Youth. You were in Vegas. I mean, you traveled all over the place.
Yeah.
And now, I want to show a trailer from that. So we have a trailer of what the show is. Now it can be seen on My TV, correct?
Me TV.
Me TV, all across the country. Actually, this is not just something.
87% of the country. Yep.
Every city has a story, a hidden history that lies underneath its modern-day facade. Travel Through History, also called TTH, is the latest television program from Red 5 Creative and TBS Syndication. TTH tells those stories, taking you on a field trip, traveling to diverse locations across the U.S. and interviewing historical experts along the way. While it is targeted at a teen audience, the whole family will enjoy Travel Through History's unique storytelling style and driving soundtrack. The first season's 13 episodes will take the audience to some of the country's most picturesque and historical locations, including the Dry Tortugas, Philadelphia, San Antonio, the Hoover Dam, and much more. So take a trip with us to discover, learn, and appreciate the cities that make up the United States of America on Travel Through History.
By the way, I watch it. It's in 16:9, but it's not, it doesn't fill up the screen. Why?
Me TV only broadcasts in 4:3.
Oh,
so since we shoot the show letterboxed or widescreen, we letterbox it for them.
Did you know when you were shooting it that it was going to be Me TV?
Well, we always knew that. Yeah, I think we found out that it was 4:3 only about the first day we went to air.
Oh.
But
what did they broadcast to some backyard satellite dish?
I have a feeling. I have a feeling.
Don't worry about it. We got it.
I have a feeling it looks like Sputnik, by some Russian engineer.
Right.
So actually, for the quality of the show you've shot, we actually haven't seen.
Oh no,
quality.
You haven't seen anything.
No, we haven't seen anything.
By the time it gets to you, it's like 200 lines of res.
Right.
So I'm
It's
surprised.
practically in black and white.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised it's in color.
Oh, geez. So for season 2, what are some of the destinations you'll be heading to?
Well, we did Miami last week. We're doing New Orleans in a couple weeks.
How come these are all places you like to drink?
Yeah.
We got to do Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the history of Vegas?
It's the great thing about being a small show like us. So we have nobody really directing us of where to go. So it's all been our choice.
Oh
so,
yeah, you've done it all.
So
yourself.
we pick places we want to go. Now this year we're expanding internationally. So our first city is in Belize. So we're going to Belize City. So people are actually now taking us seriously, and they're flying us out. New Orleans is flying us out. So it's like, all right.
So you get in touch with the tourists?
Yeah, we talked to the tourism board directly.
Right.
And the first season we did it, we talked to them, and they, the conversations went nowhere. They helped us, but they wouldn't provide any cash.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're actually listening to us, and the New Orleans was a great score. Belize is a score. I'm trying to get upstate New York, like Niagara area. I think just shooting something on the Maid of the Mist would be amazing looking. So that's where we're at now.
What are your plans to do with season 1? I heard you were trying to sell it to schools.
Yeah. We have an agreement with this company called Landmark Media, which actually will market the series to schools. So we hope that some public schools will pick it up, and they pay us for the rights to air it.
That's a great idea. Or why not private schools?
Yeah, exactly. So that's a revenue generator. Selling the show internationally is a revenue generator, and the big part about not having a host in the show was that we wouldn't have anybody to dub.
Right.
So now it's just as easy as cutting out the audio into a different language, and you've got an international show.
Going into it financially, it must have been a risk, because who knew?
Oh, it was a huge risk.
It was going to get picked up.
And it continues to be a risk. I mean, we basically will break even on season 1. So season 2 we should make some money on it at least. And that's only because season 1 is going to run on MeTV's new network called Movies. So
Oh, no.
it will, yeah.
When does that?
The deal is getting in place right now with the Fox affiliates in the nation, and it's going to be called Movies! Exclamation point! Real.
Okay.
All
right. They really thought that out.
Yeah, and I spent a lot of time on that. So, season 1
We
will
can
run
now
on
do
that.
movies.
Season 2 will run on MeTV, and so I'm still generating income on movies for season 1, and I'm getting new income on season 2. So the goal is, if you have like 3, 4, 5 seasons, is to actually make some money doing a show. Because
Sure.
if you do one season, forget it.
No,
You'll never make it.
And is Travel Through History taking up most of your time?
Yes.
now?
It takes 3 to 4 days to shoot it for sure, 2 camera. And when John and I hit the ground, we're like a completely mobile unit. Backpack, tripod in the backpack. We have a small slider. And we basically run around, and he goes this way, I go that way, and we meet in an hour and compare footage, and then we shoot a short 20-minute interview on set or on scene, and we do that 5, 6, 7 times.
Do you bring anybody with you, or is it just the two of
It's
you?
just the two of us. I wish we could, but I mean, anyone we would bring, we'd have to fly in or
What a
whatnot.
freaking narcissistic credit roll at the end. That must be
Oh, it's
amazing.
ridiculous.
Dorsey.
It's
Yeah,
it's
it's like
Dorsey DeMayo.
DeMayo,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's ridiculous. Now
You're
at
like
one
Lennon
point-
McCartney. So
Yeah. The ultimate goal is for me to just sit like on a throne in my room and like direct other people around the world,
Right.
go shoot this, go shoot that, and then I just get the footage and edit it.
Right.
But we're not there yet.
Not quite there yet.
No.
But your first season is done.
Yeah.
You've already begun the second season, and
Yeah.
you're already global now with it. That's big in a short amount of time. Was it
Yeah.
12? How many episodes were the first
13
season?
episodes season 1. We're gonna do 7 we're slated for 7 for sure for season 2. I'd like to do 13, but we'll see. If we can swing it.
And I noticed you've been kind of doing the Tosh thing, which is to live tweet during
Live
the
tweet.
shows. Live tweet during the
We
episodes.
live tweet every episode, and which is so funny because you were saying like you got 7,000 hits on that Acme one, whatever.
yeah.
The Hoover Dam episode is this week, right? It's a
The
pretty
re-airing
popular
of it, yes,
episode of
yeah.
that episode. I got like 82 views on that
Yeah.
one. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Those people don't have internet yet.
And again, those views, like even the other things I put on YouTube, those 82 hits is you going, has anyone checked out my hits?
15
Right.
of them at least
okay.
are mine.
Right.
Yeah.
So MeTV are mostly rabbit ear audiences that are just catching your show and don't have internet. And
Well,
maybe that's why you're not getting hits.
I would say most of the people probably get it through rabbit ears, but MeTV's on Comcast, it's on Bright House here, it's on. I mean, if you look up just the New York one, it's on 10 different ways you can get it in New York City.
Oh,
So
geez.
there's it's really ubiquitous. It's everywhere. When I was in Asheville on vacation this weekend, I was flipping through the channels and boom, there it was. I actually watched my show from Asheville.
Oh, geez.
So,
cool.
Are you
yeah.
monitoring your hits from your webpage?
Yep,
Just like
yeah,
many
we
people are?
monitor them, and every Saturday they spike, and and I noticed a lot of Facebook traffic on Saturdays when it airs. So I still think there's nothing like broadcast. I think you can have an internet show, and you can get a lot of traction on the internet, but when something broadcasts, I don't know how, but
Yeah.
you get a ton of traffic.
Unless you've
Yeah.
got unless you've got Kevin Spacey and Netflix behind
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
you've got-
exactly.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's because I was seeing something on online. I get the gentleman's name. I think it's John Trudy, I believe his name. He's a script doctor, and he was talking about just like just about story and writing, and I was just really captivated what he was saying. But he was basically talking about that too, about television, how the best writing is on television, and they were saying how, again, the audience on television is so big.
Yeah, still.
So still, exactly. So I
Yeah.
mean, and that's the other thing too. It's going to be finding it like the internet is. If you think of it, there's. The choice is what's there on the internet? A billion
Everything,
things, everything. So
now,
it's like,
I just got back from the NAPTE conference in Miami, and that used to be a major thing. That's where all producers made deals with their, the studios made deals with producers, and it went from being on the floor of the Las Vegas convention, that gigantic, like NAB size, convention, to a floor of the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami with none of the major networks. Any of the networks you ever heard of, they were all upstairs in suites. You couldn't go by and talk to them. You had to have some sort of meeting or an agent representing you to get in, even to their
get in the
suite.
door, yeah.
And all that stuff's done
So
now?
on the floor was just nothing but like Taiwanese channels and like crap you never heard of. And you could feel the decay of the television world. like Netflix and Hulu and YouTube is just it. They're
I'm
the
fascinated
future.
to see what's going to happen with Netflix because of the House of Cards show,
Right.
Arrested Development
Right.
coming up this year.
I think that was a smart
Yeah,
move
right.
because they got hit really bad on that that
Last
DVD
year.
Right,
debacle,
yeah,
and it was
right.
like they needed to change the game
Are they
fast.
Is Netflix public? They have stock?
Yes.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sure their shareholders after what
Well,
happened
it was
last
flying
year.
high, and then it cratered after that Quickster thing.
Right,
Right.
right. They quickly did an
Yeah.
about face on that, but now they've got.
But they're
these
trying
two
to
shows.
they're chasing the Hulu model. The Hulu has their own programming here and there. Like it'll be some kind of like reality show. Like
Yeah,
people
they're
trying to
pretty
make it out-
crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, but something of that
Yeah.
caliber.
But you can tell
You
from
know.
House of Cards, they're putting actual like
I
broadcast
forget
money.
I'm watching Netflix.
Yeah,
I
they're
do,
putting broadcast
until
money into
the credits come up and then the big window pops up. Like, go to
Yeah.
your next episode. I
Yeah.
forget.
I mean, it's
Watch
very
Netflix.
well done. It's like
Right.
West Wing, well done. You know.
Now I got to wonder though, what are the rules when it comes to Emmy nominations? Does a
Yeah,
show
I have
to
no
be,
idea.
like when it's Oscars, your movie has to be in theaters by a certain
Yeah,
date.
you're
You can't
right.
be. What
Right.
about
How
what
are they
about the
gonna do
Emmys now?
that?
What about House of Cards? I mean, people get Netflix just as much as they get cable now. It's so outreaching. Netflix is everywhere. You'd think they'd have to consider it.
Yeah.
You'd
Well-
hate for it to go a year or two where they finally say, "Okay, we'll accept it now," because House of Cards needs to be
Yeah,
not recognized now.
Spacey could get nominated.
Be
for
nominated
sure.
for Best Actor easily.
Yeah,
I think at some point they're going to have to broaden the category up
Yeah.
to
It's gotta be
obviously.
it may need to be this year though, because
In-
House of
now-
Cards is
Yeah.
going to get totally ignored, or
It'll-
maybe it'll just get thrown on Showtime.
And
or
I think there's a
something.
perception in the video production industry that being on Netflix and Hulu is easy. It is not easy to get. I've looked into it with my show. To get on Netflix, you have to have somebody representing you, like somebody major representing you,
Right.
to even get to their door.
And they spent a
So-
lot of money on that show.
But other than that, they've got a plethora of really, really bad
Oh,
movies. that
yeah.
air. Cinemax.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, crap
Netflix
movies.
reminds me of is like HBO in the 1980s.
Yeah.
I know.
You'd be like, "What is this movie?" But
Right.
I'm
I'll
often
watch
surprised
it.
by how little they add stuff to it. You know, you check
I
it every week, and it's like
know.
there's really nothing
I
new.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like a disappointing Christmas.
Yeah.
You're like this week.
But I
Yeah,
always think it's
you know.
still only $8 or $9. Do you get the DVDs
Yeah, it
to
is
come to the
cheap.
house, or do you just do the
I don't. I
streaming?
just do the
I
streaming.
I just do the streaming, and
Yeah.
I'll find. And then we bought my daughter Kindle for Christmas, and so now we have one free year subscription to the Amazon one, which has got a lot more TV shows.
I think it's pretty good, Amazon's.
it
Yeah.
is.
Well, Amazon actually, if you think of it, it's actually a pretty good deal because you also get free shipping.
Yeah.
Which I know
right.
it sounds
Yeah,
kind of
and
silly
you
as
get
a
some
thing.
free
but
Kindle books, I think.
Yeah,
for
we
that
do,
membership.
and we've been.
I think that's the other
That's
thing
probably
too.
the best
Is
one.
that I think what's going to happen is that there will be a thing where it's going to be we're going to probably have a general. Yeah, obviously the network-wise, ABC, NBC, and Fox and CBS, they're obviously going to be a broadcast / internet presence, and then they're going to be directly competing probably with really it's going to be Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, and I'm sure Google's going to try and get in there, and probably even Apple will
absolutely.
try.
Well, YouTube was represented at NAPI, and
Oh,
they did a bunch of speaking engagements, and they were showing how they're basically turning into a network. They're turning YouTube into a network. That's why if you look at the new
Front page,
layout,
yeah.
it's channel based.
Right.
So they're constantly pitching for you to subscribe now. Subscribe. The
Right.
viewer. I found out that the stupid videos you watch on YouTube that you think are just some dude shooting it are absolutely not. There's a big company behind all of them, like Epic Mealtime and these things. You see, like I had just thought it was a bunch of guys making funny videos, and you realize now these are Silicon Valley companies in San Fran that are pounding out YouTube videos in their studio. And they brand them Epic Mealtime or Epic
Right.
Chef or whatever. Epic Rap Battles is another one.
Right.
And they're just solely for hits, and that's how they make all their money.
How does YouTube get beat to the punch on getting a show like Netflix? Is it because YouTube started out as a free service, and now they don't want to have to go back and say, "All right, now we want to start charging you
Right.
for cool stuff"?
I think probably what they're going to do is they'll probably split the model. I mean, if you think of it, I mean, like what is Netflix? $7 a month. Even if you do Amazon Prime, that's
$85 a
$85 a year. But
divided by
if you
12.
knock it down, that's about $6 a
Yeah.
month. So it's very affordable, and
Yeah, they'll split it up into YouTube and
right,
UPay or
right,
something.
probably
Yeah.
would be. Yeah, it'd be kind of like YouTube
I've
P
heard
or
that
whatever.
I don't know if they rolled it out, but I had heard that they were going to start doing that, like an on-demand thing. I know they're already doing live. They're doing live events on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I saw
Yeah.
some Jay-Z concert or something.
Yeah,
that was
like I
live.
think the White House stuff is always live on
right.
YouTube.
That makes sense. That makes
I'm
a lot of
surprised also that again, especially like the news networks. I mean, it would take away traffic from their own sites, but in some regard, like they don't. put up some kind of YouTube like, hey, listen, here's.
It just seems
top
like we're
stories of the
moving
day.
from a cable scenario to an internet scenario, and it's going to be the same thing. Amazon's going to have its stuff. Netflix is going to have its stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's because it all comes down to it's down to these. I mean, that's your new TV world, and and getting that to hook into your television set via the the Apple TV.
Now the
or
Roku stuff is interesting because that really is like anybody can make a channel. I mean, Overtime could have its own Roku channel, and you can post it. Nobody's blocking that. So
right now I'm just using Vimeo because it's there's restrictions on YouTube on how big a file size can be. I guess not length, but file size. And Vimeo, what do I pay a year for Vimeo? It's cheap. I don't even remember.
Yeah, I have a pro account.
But I do that now because I tried to let's just try it on YouTube. But it's like, oh, the file can only be this big. It's like, nah, I don't want to do that. But that's not why we're here. Today we wanted to discuss because the Oscars are coming up in a couple of days. By the time I get this edited, it'll be a couple of days. And I thought we would just go through what we thought our picks would be for the major categories. And I thought, did you find that app? We're looking at the Oscar app. I was scroll all the way to the bottom. We'll do Best Picture last. But if we scroll to the bottom and go to writing for original screenplay.
Writing adapted or writing
original.
Okay.
Writing original. The categories are Amor, Django Unchained, Flight, which I just saw the other day finally, Moonrise Kingdom, and Zero Dark 30.
Original screenplay.
Original screenplay, which means the dialogue.
Yes. I mean,
I don't think of Zero Dark 30 as the writing was great.
No.
I think Django Unchained.
I think you got to give it to Django. Yeah, Django. I mean, the German character in that, just the lines they gave that guy, just classic. I don't think there's anybody there that can compete. Now, Moonrise Kingdom, I didn't see. But
Flight,
I could see that being a competitor here.
I just saw Flight, and I love that movie. I don't think of it for its writing, though. I think of it for Denzel Washington.
Now, I've only seen the trailer for Amor, and there's more silence in it than words. So I'm going to say that that's not
I had to brush up my high school French to understand.
And I got to wonder if a foreign film has ever won a screenplay Oscar before over American film.
Now, I'm going to say this is between Django and Moonrise Kingdom.
No, you're right.
All right, I'm gonna say Django on that one.
Yeah, I think it's Django.
All right, now what do I do? Do I scroll and it goes to the
Let's go to what's next one?
So we go to the next.
Adapted. You'll have to fill me in on what adapted screenplay, how it's different from original. From a book.
It's not
okay.
original book or magazine or something.
Okay, so we got Argo, Beasts of the Southern Wild, Life of Pi, Lincoln, and Silver Linings Playbook. You would probably have had to read these books to make a decision like this.
The Argo story is.
Do I have that on my Kindle?
Yeah.
The Argo story is so fascinating.
I had no idea that was.
That was all until Clinton came into office and released all those documents. Then we knew the true story about that.
Now we know that Lincoln.
I bet you it'll probably be. I'm almost gonna guess. My guess is probably gonna be Argo. Like they're gonna want to give Argo a couple of things.
Argo's gonna get a couple of things, possibly even Best Picture, because Ben Affleck got screwed out of a nomination for directing.
I don't think he'll get Best Picture.
That'll be in the back of people's minds.
I don't think he'll get Best Picture though. I just don't.
I don't think he's going to get Best Picture. I don't want to skip into
Best Picture yet.
But I'm just saying.
What about the fact that the only book anybody's read here is Team of Rivals, which is the Lincoln book.
The Lincoln book.
That's the only one I can honestly say I would read.
So for adapted screenplay writing, I'm going to go with, let's see, Argo or Lincoln.
What book is Argo? Argo is a book? Or is it like
I guess the guy who Ben Affleck plays, he wrote
a book. Okay.
He's still alive, actually.
Right.
Don't mean to spoil the ending of the movie, but he's still alive.
And let's not discount Life of Pi. I'm sure that's an amazing fantasy novel of some
sort. How much writing went into a tiger and a guy in a boat? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Academy members think. We got to talk about who you want to win and who you think really is.
I'm
going
to say
to win.
Lincoln's going to wind up.
I think it'll probably, I think who will win? It'll probably be Lincoln. I think Lincoln's going to just be he's
Lincoln himself was a very good storyteller, and that certainly was portrayed in the script.
Right.
So
I think that puts him out of winning original screenplay then. Right? Are they nominated for original? Did I see that? Oh, no. They're just adapted. You can either be either or, huh?
Right.
Okay.
All right. So
either you made up your movie or you stole your movie.
Yeah, exactly. All right, visual effects.
Nobody does original movies anymore.
Visual effects.
Visual effects.
This is between what? Hobbit and Life of Pi?
Oh, Avengers was pretty good as well. Why can't I? What do I do to scroll back?
We can throw out Snow White. There's no way in hell Snow White's going to win.
What is over the top fairy tale movies? You had the Hansel and Gretel trailer.
I know.
And now that before that was the Snow
Little
White
Red
one.
Riding Hood. I mean, it's all these kind of.
That one's just going to be called Hood.
Hood, yeah, right.
Yeah. No way. No
Visual
way.
effects again.
I'm gonna guess
didn't get a lot of.
It's got to be Life of Pi or Hobbit. It has to
Did
be.
either one of you see Prometheus?
No,
I did not, but I see the clips
did
I've
look
seen.
cool.
It
did.
looks
Pretty
amazing,
phenomenal. But
and
I don't know if people have remembered that.
I think the deal is that because let's just have let's take the episode 1 Star Wars Matrix thing.
When that came out, yeah.
It was because they were Lucasfilm. Everyone's like, oh well, it's Lucasfilm, it's Star Wars. Instantly, they're gonna win.
Right,
And they
wrong.
didn't because
won,
Matrix won. And at the time, why? Because they were doing it was either a better story,
Right.
and they did stuff that was more interesting
We're
with
talking
it.
about visual effects now.
Yeah, visual
If
effects.
you go by that, then you got to give the Life of Pi because Hobbit's got controversy around it with the high frame rate
Well,
stuff.
it's
Right,
either that.
right.
I almost kind of think maybe a dark horse in there might be Prometheus because it's not this, because the thing is, like, if you look at The Hobbit, you look at, say, best example, the Avengers. I mean, the Avengers, fun, great, love the
Absolutely,
Avengers.
right.
But it's that
Right.
typical.
Well, now, will they give it to
You know.
Prometheus considering that it got generally bad reviews? The movie itself is not highly regarded.
I don't know. You have to think like the
Yeah, I
Academy
don't know.
thinks. How many of these Academy members now think about?
I'll go with
visuals,
Life of
special
Pi. You
effects?
go with Prometheus.
I'll
And
take from me. I'll
and
take
then
the
I'll
hit
go
for
with the
that.
Hobbit on this one because
You're gonna go with Hobbit? All
I'll
right.
go with the Hobbit on this one. I think the Hobbit's been ignored.
So now we're on sound, and I think I haven't seen it, but Skyfall could be a contender here.
Which sound are you mixing or editing?
Sound mixing. Sound
Okay.
mixing.
Yeah.
I mean, Lincoln. Now, if you've heard the stories about Lincoln, I mean, they got his original
Spielberg had the original
watch, and
watch.
Right, yeah.
they were ringing the original bells outside
Right.
the window. I mean,
But
so
most of that is just creaky floors. People are walking
Yeah.
around and stuff. I'd say that the sound mixing that must have gone into Skyfall.
had to be big, right?
It's tricky
Or-
though because when you think of sound, you think music.
Oh no! Let's Les Mis.
I'm thinking
Mis.
Les Mis because
Yeah.
exactly because they were singing on
Yeah,
set.
you're right, and they had
But
the
again,
whole in-ear
Skyfall,
cue.
Right.
Skyfall should have been nominated for Best Picture, perhaps. 10
Nah,
nominations. They didn't do
no.
10 nominations. They only did
No.
9.
Yeah. I'm
Skyfall
gonna-
was a good movie, but
So let's say that it's
So
Les Mis.
you guys
for-
say Les Mis.
I would
I've
think.
already forgotten what I clicked on now because
So sound editing though is different, and in sound editing, wow, we've got a tough one here, because Argo is great, Skyfall is great, Zero Dark 30 is great. Hell, I didn't see Life of Pi, but I'll assume that that's great as far
Right.
as sound is concerned. And then Django is awesome.
So
This is a tough one.
Skyfall and no, Les Mis is not in this category. So Skyfall is in both of these categories for sound.
Now this is completely different from score. Which I think that Skyfall had a great score,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I can already say Adele. If she
Yeah.
doesn't win the
yeah,
Oscar,
she'll
something's
win.
wrong.
She'll win that.
You knew it like when the credits started for the movie, like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Skyfall done.
yeah, exactly.
So she's going to win for best song from a movie. But
So sound editing, do we count like the quickness of the edits or what?
and
Yeah,
the
how's
sound
that-
that goes
that's-
with it, that makes me think of Django.
Yeah.
So I think
Or
it's
Zero
Django
Dark
on that
30
one.
or really Argo was I was on the edge of my seat the entire
Absolutely.
time with Argo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I might go with Django.
Django.
I'm
on
thinking
this
Django
one.
on that one as well.
I'll go Zero Dark 30. I'll just what the hell.
Just give it something.
There was a lot of machine guns.
Right. Just give it something.
All right, short film live action. We're
action.
completely screwed because
we
I
are
did not
stuck in
see
this one.
Buskashi Boys.
That was my favorite of last year.
Let's just skip it. Forget it. This is a
Don't
pot
know-
shot.
don't know any of
Just
those.
someone roll a dice and say whatever it is.
All
Okay,
right,
so
what's
the other one,
next?
short film animated. That's the one the
Forget it.
Simpsons are nominated in.
Oh,
It's called
what do they
Maggie
got?
Simpson.
Adam and Dog. I've seen that on YouTube now. I watched 2 seconds of it. It
Probably
looked
watch all
interesting,
of
I
these now
guess.
on YouTube. I couldn't find the
Was
second
it? Was
one.
it? Let me ask you this. Since I haven't seen these, was any of these all CGI or was
No,
it hand animated?
the actual Adam and Dog looked very hand animated.
That's the one that will win.
yeah.
Because I think because this was something that that guy John Trudy was kind of sort of hinting at is that there's a real split in Hollywood, and it's kind of if you look at the Oscars now, and the Oscars are, getting to the point where it's like, okay, look, we have to put movies that are, that show off the art form,
Right.
and then there's the branded Hollywood, which is the Avengers,
Right.
your Iron Man movies, your Transformer sequels, and those are brand stuff where it's like we own these properties, we're gonna be pumping out these movies till doomsday. So
Look at the synopsis for Fresh Guacamole. An unseen
I
cook
love guacamole.
uses a series of unusual ingredients to prepare a bowl of guacamole, and the thumbnail is him with a grenade.
Yeah, I see it.
So, I don't know what the hell to think of that, but
This was the alternate
I
script.
wonder if that
for
would affect
Ratatouille.
my acid reflux.
Production design.
Oh, The Hobbit. No. It'll be Les Mis. Oh wait. Oh, God. We got Lincoln in
You
it.
got Lincoln in it,
No,
too.
it'll be Lincoln. It's gonna be Lincoln.
Which category are you at now?
Production design.
Because that looked like they shot
It
that.
really did.
in
So did Les
1865.
Mis.
Oh, Les Mis,
too.
yeah.
I
know.
mean,
I'm hearing all the cool things about Lincoln, and are all the. I guess all the nominations must be in at this point. I'm just wondering how well placed that 60 Minutes. Did you watch 60 Minutes this week?
No.
With Spielberg and Daniel Day-Lewis, and talking about the watch, and then just how the sets, and these were the original books that were on Lincoln's
Yeah.
shelf, and so you start to wonder, production and all that. But I don't know how often you even. I wouldn't have known any of those things if I didn't see it on 60 Minutes.
Sometimes I think you could have put fake books up there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
It could.
I
It
would've
didn't
been
have
all
to
right
be
with
Lincoln's
that.
actual watch.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, what's the
But
lens at? The lens is like
he
an
was really
f2,
going
so it's going to be
for-
slightly out of focus.
Yeah.
He was really
You're
going
never
for the
gonna really see it.
authenticity because he knows years from now he can
God.
always say that was the actual
Right.
pocket watch. And he even said, "Do you see Spielberg was on 60 Minutes this week? He said that he actually wore a suit and tie while directing this
Yes,
movie.
right.
He said he didn't. He wanted it to be documented
Yes.
as something that he took seriously. He didn't want to be
You
the
know,
same
that's-
old
I-
hat
I
schlub.
can
I
respect
respect
that,
that,
but
yeah.
at the same time, there is something about going overboard, or and
But I think the thing is with him is you got to remember, again, he's, Steven Spielberg is a national treasure now in himself. He's
Yeah.
on a completely different level than
Right.
when it comes to filmmaking and
it's
access.
funny to see him in these categories even.
Right.
It's like, we're about to elect a new pope. Elect is not the word, but it's like to have all these cardinals and then like suddenly God's in the category. Also, like,
Right.
well, God's got to be the pope.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, Spielberg wanted to, if he ever wanted to do, like, anything about, like, say, the Apollo 11 thing. Well, we built a rocket, we launched one,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
NASA gave us complete access to the moon. So,
Yeah.
so we were able to shoot up there.
Yeah.
So,
Hollywood is the only business structure that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Right. When you see it on
It's like,
paper,
you
it
know,
just,
just
it'll
like
never work.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's get Lincoln's books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's build
Yeah.
that rocket. What?
Right.
Now we're gonna.
I mean,
go
every.
all right. Now I'm just gonna go to YouTube and download a pocket watch sound effect.
Yeah.
No. We're gonna go down to the
no.
Smithsonian.
Right.
We're gonna have them
Right.
wind the actual
I know.
watch.
Right.
There's just no
Right.
other business model.
I
like
want
that.
I want Ben Burt in there with his little mic
Yeah.
recorder,
Yeah.
just knocking
Nope,
it out.
Actual watch. So production design. I'm saying Les Mis.
Okay. I'll go with Lincoln just for contrarian reasons.
All right.
All right. Music original song. This is a
That's
shoe.
Adele. I don't even
This
know
is
what the
a
other
shoe.
songs are,
Adele.
but her voice is
Let's
just
not even
incredible.
discuss this.
Original score. No, isn't that interesting? Original score.
Original score.
Les Mis is not in here.
Could go to Skyfall. Could go to Argo. I can't even remember the Lincoln soundtrack. I assume it's
I
all.
don't.
Yeah,
And I do remember
it's
the
very
Skyfall.
somber.
I do remember the
Yeah.
Skyfall music.
Yeah, Skyfall
Yeah.
was good.
So far, you guys have said you haven't nominated Skyfall. You haven't picked Skyfall for anything.
No,
I think between the two of you. Did you?
I think.
Did you on the
Well,
sound?
no, we gave him the Adele one of
Oh,
his.
well, that's true. That's all
you know what?
her.
I'll-
She wrote that song and she sang
Yeah.
it.
I don't know. Yeah.
I bet it's a good score. I gotta listen to it again.
I'll
but-
go. I'm gonna go with Skyfall.
I'll go with
Because I didn't
Skyfall.
see Life of Pi.
And I don't remember
don't know.
Argo making me
I don't
think it
remember
had a
any
great
music from
score.
Right, you just want to go out.
Yeah.
I remember
wow,
music from
yeah.
the '70s being in
Right,
the
this
movie.
great
Yeah.
this Iranian hostage really. I want
Here
to
must
jam
be
out in my
some
car. and
kind of
see
way
them.
out of here.
Yeah.
Why is that? Now, this is the thing. You and I always talk about this. I almost start thinking there should be some songs that have to be officially banned.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that is one of them.
Yeah.
And is that the one that always starts with joom 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 joom? Oh yeah, right.
Ding,
Oh,
ding,
the other
ding.
one is the Rolling Stones. Yeah, this is
Painted
official.
Black?
No, yeah, was it the one?
Please
War
Meet
Children.
You.
It's just a
Oh,
shot
Oh
away.
yeah, yeah.
That one
It's
needs.
just a shadow.
That
I played them
needs.
on a
Yeah,
band a
rock
lot.
band. Yeah.
That needs to be officially banned
Right.
from all of films.
At least
Right.
half of James Brown's catalog.
Right,
always
exactly.
good,
Song.
too.
What
I
was
feel
the
good.
random song in Django?
Oh, it was Jim Croce.
Yeah.
What was that? It was like out of
Moving me
nowhere.
down the highway.
Yeah. Moving down the highway.
in the
In the middle of a period piece.
But here,
Once again,
is
I
it
heard-
bad Leroy Brands? Bad Leroy
And I
Brands.
heard somebody else say this
man.
too, and I agree. Quentin Tarantino,
Genius.
he's a genius, but he always gets in his own way of
Yes.
making
Yeah.
a
Yes.
great movie, a classic movie.
Yes.
It's like
Right.
he's one who always. I mean, it'll always like Pulp Fiction. It'll always going to be remembered.
But
as a
that's the
great
thing.
classic
But
movie.
again, that's his. I mean, that's
his thing.
That's his thing.
He's a
That's
caricature of himself at this
right.
point.
And well, but remember when he
true.
came out, it was like, oh, he's so like '94. He's so brilliant,
The stuff
edgy.
he does in his movies would fail me out of my film class.
Right, exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
Exactly. You
like
get
the
kicked out of your
font. You
class.
see the fonts like Mississippi.
Yeah.
But it's
Right.
gigantic.
He's almost doing it like to put a slap in the face to film teachers.
Yes.
But then again, though, when because I actually do like spaghetti westerns, like the old Clint
Yeah,
Eastwood
yeah.
ones.
And he does too. He's a
And,
big fan of Rio Bravo.
And the thing is, what's great, even just on the trailer, the ending slate of the trailer is a 1967 style
Overlook. Yeah.
overlook, and it's like
Yeah.
them, the two little
Yeah.
silhouettes.
So he does have some purpose to
So
the
I mean,
things he does. But then the Jim Croce song right in the middle of the. Did you see them? Did you see Django yet?
And the theme.
I love to
the
see it. Though. It looks,
the opening theme, Django.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
very-
that's
very
spaghetti
old
western. Yeah,
that's
spaghetti.
cool.
That's
He
And that's
did a-
cool. I have no problem with
He
that.
did a
but-
blaxploitation spaghetti
Western
western.
movie.
but
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
the period the movie was set in?
Pre-Civil War.
It was
like
1972.
So at what point in pre-Civil War are you flipping through the script and you're like, Jim Croce, I need Jim Croce in this one. Let's moving me down the highway. Like what? No.
But you know what though? I think well, you remember.
Not to mention Jay-Z
and
he
all
worked
Yeah,
rap
there's
music in
Jay-Z
the
and
shooting scenes.
But the thing is, he worked at a video store, so he
I know,
saw
He
he
saw
saw like
everything.
thousands. He saw like
Yes.
every movie ever made,
Yeah.
and I think what he does is that he knows he's a stew maker.
Yeah.
He knows how to
Yeah,
pick
I
and
know,
choose the
I know.
right
But
ingredients and
that
come up with something
movie
original.
is genius. We're not there yet, but I don't think it'll win Best Picture, even though
Django?
even though I kind of think it might.
Right, you want to.
I really wanted to
Right,
win.
you really
I really
want-
wanted to
it's,
win.
it's too stodgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
But
can't
just the
even go for
characters
that.
are
We were
just
back in the
genius.
5 movies per category time. It
Yeah.
wouldn't have been nominated
Yeah.
probably.
Right.
Right.
But that's the only movie that everybody I know who's seen it goes, "Holy crap, that was good."
Right.
You
Even
know?
I've heard from many people that say Lincoln.
Yeah.
Boring at
Oh,
times.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
personally thought, and again, I'm completely in the minority of this movie.
Yeah.
I found it boring because, because before Lincoln came out, I happened to watch a documentary on Lincoln, and one of the things I thought was really fascinating that was never touched in the movie is why he was so opposed to slavery, and it was because his father, who he never got along with, made him work for the neighbor. And said, "Hey, go work in their fields and help out on the farm." And Lincoln was like, "Look, I want to be a lawyer. I don't want to be digging dirt." So
Right.
and he was like, "I don't even like doing it. I'm not good at it." And the whole thing.
You
and,
think
and
Spielberg
he
could have thrown in one flashback?
just not even a flashback,
Right.
where just when he's sitting talking to one of the troops, or
loves to tell stories.
right? And it'd be like,
Tell one
well,
story about
I
why
don't.
you
I
got it,
think
yeah.
just give us
Now,
like
do
four
we
lines
have
of
enough
why.
time to get all the way to Best Picture? Or are we?
Yeah, we're doing good.
good on time. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll say my.
I know.
my
We should
stuff for that
move
then.
ahead to what's the next one? Makeup. Do we do both?
Makeup. We didn't do makeup.
and
Hitchcock,
hairstyling.
Hobbit. Wow,
There's only 3 in this category.
Okay, Hitchcock, Hobbit, or Les Mis.
Les Mis.
So I'm gonna be Les Mis on that.
For-
I
for
know the
makeup?
Hitchcock's in there because of how
Yeah.
well they made him look like Hitchcock. But that's
All
not
right.
enough to win an Oscar.
I'll give it to Les Mis too. There's
I
got to be
I'd
some
say Les
bouffant
Mis.
hairdos in
Right,
that.
right.
I got
Well,
Les Mis.
and when poor Anne Hathaway,
Foreign
chopping
language
off her
film.
hair.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's going to be a more because no movie
Yeah.
is nominated in the foreign language film category
Yes.
and Best Picture category unless you're going to.
Although
the foreign language.
Kon-Tiki has Ewan McGregor, I think, in it.
Yeah, but how do you get nominated for Best Picture?
No, maybe it
in a
doesn't.
foreign language. A foreign language film gets nominated for Best Picture. It means it's probably going to win Best Foreign.
Is that a
language
more
film.
thing in there?
for a foreign language?
More than best foreign. It's got to win foreign language. It has to.
Yeah.
If it's in a best
Yeah,
picture.
yeah.
I have to go for it, even though I did watch the trailer for Kon-Tiki, and I remember thinking this looks pretty cool. It's about some Dutch guy making some boat and floating all the way to the Galapagos in it or something.
That's
It's
two movies with
interesting.
a lot of water he came out with.
Yeah.
All right, film editing is the next category.
Okay. Film
And
editing.
I would have liked to have seen
I'm gonna give it to Argo.
Skyfall in this category, but it's
No,
not.
I'm gonna give it to Argo because without the editing in Argo, that is
Right.
not. It left you on the seat of your pants.
The editing and the
entire time.
pacing of the
Yeah.
editing
Yeah.
really does keep you
Yeah.
on the edge of your seat.
Yeah,
That
that movie could have sucked with really bad editing.
Right.
Right.
You know.
Oh, they think I agree with you because probably what they'll probably I also think the business out there is trying to give Ben Affleck like a nudge, like look,
Yes.
you need to be more of a director than
Yeah.
an actor.
Right.
So.
I still don't
Exactly.
know why he was looked over for director, and Catherine Bigelow for director.
It's not. It's again. If there's the thing of like there's establishment because this happened to Spielberg for years
Yeah.
until he did
Until Schindler.
Schindler's List,
Right.
And it was because. There's that constant thing of like, well, we like making a pile of money, but we want to be an artist and move the humanity forward. And so I think what they do is like like Spielberg, they kept nudging him, like, okay, when you make these kind of movies, we like you, but if you make some, crazy, Indiana Jones flick that
Right,
makes
you're not
like
gonna
a
get
billion, you're not going to get it. And I think they're doing that with like Affleck, where it's like, hey, listen, you really got an eye, and they're grooming
Stop
him.
hanging out with Kevin Smith. and
Right,
go make your own
right.
movies.
They are. I think he will get one.
I just
soon.
hope not every movie he makes is about Boston cops.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That's
or Marky Mark, who's always constant.
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg. It's
yeah.
like, does every flick got to be in
Yeah.
Boston? Everyone.
So I agree. Argo for editing, for sure.
All right.
But if Zero
So-
Dark 31 for editing, I wouldn't be shocked.
No, I wouldn't be shocked on it.
Documentary short.
We didn't see any of that.
We didn't see any of those. Usually you try and see one, but I
No.
can't. I'm sorry.
I can't.
What is a documentary short? That's like a
Documentary-
news package.
Documentary feature.
Documentary
We saw-
feature.
We saw the trailer for Five Broken Cameras.
and we saw the trailer for Sugar Man,
Sugar Man.
which
I
I,
just-
think has got to
I
win
just
that.
like that.
I
yeah.
think Sugar
It's just
Man-
a feel-good documentary and an
Yeah.
amazing story that you couldn't make up.
No, I'm gonna give it to
I
Sugar Man.
agree. I agree.
So directing.
We're up to.
That's
we up to
Spielberg.
directing.
Next one's directing.
Yeah, you're right.
Um,
Directing.
This one, it's Spielberg, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Spielberg.
I know. In the back of everyone's mind, they say, "Oh, Spielberg. Oh, but he's won this before." But
Well, they cut Ben Affleck out of
Affleck
it.
should
Right,
have been
exactly.
nominated.
So-
Catherine Bigelow should have been nominated.
Yeah. So I
Silver
guess.
Lining. I loved that movie. I wish all the actors could win in those categories, but it's.
I didn't see
gonna be-
Beast of the Southern Wild, but I've heard good things. But I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
Spielberg's won director twice. or
I don't
just
think you
once?
can dress in a top
He won
hat.
for Schindler, and did he win for?
He also
Saving
was
Private
Private Ryan. Yeah.
So he's won directing twice. Has anyone ever won it 3 times?
I don't think you can have Abraham Lincoln's original books in his watch and stuff like that and not win this category.
Right.
You know.
So Lincoln for director.
Lincoln.
I
Let's
agree.
just do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to costume.
We haven't made up to the actors yet, have
Nope.
we?
No, they're at the top. We started at the bottom and scrolled up so we can see how that's for that.
Costume.
Costume, Les Mis,
Les Mis
or
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
You know what? The dark horse is going to be Anna Karenina, which I didn't see, which is I'm sure period pieced out.
No, it's
Sure,
gonna be
sure.
Snow White and the Seven
Yeah.
Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Snow
Snow White. she's
Mirror,
back.
mirror, no way.
Les Mis costumes. You think costumes? Or it's Lincoln or Les Mis?
Lincoln or Les Mis?
Mirror, mirror. No, that was that silly Julia Roberts movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't.
I think
matter.
I'm gonna go with Lincoln on the costumes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's because here's
For all we know it's the same costume designer.
But here's
for both movies, but-
yeah. But here's the thing: is like when you look at these kind of two movies, is that Les Mis is a play, and it was like was a book initially, I think it was, or it always
Well,
was
Les
a
Mis is
play.
a play, I
But
don't
it's a
know.
play. But
Right.
and they are period pieces. Whereas Lincoln, they're trying to do you're
What
trying
do
to
you
look
think
into
about
this
the
world.
Lincoln ones? There wasn't a whole. I mean, it was
Yeah, but I mean,
generally 1800s clothing, not
Yeah,
too.
but
not too
I
crazy.
think the idea to give it that lived-in look, that's what
Yeah.
they're looking for. It's like
But that's what I'm thinking. I bet I didn't see it, but I bet Anna Karenina is full of these French gowns.
Yeah.
Right.
But they won't win.
Think about Academy members. I'm going to say Les
Right.
Mis on costume. I'm going to say.
All right.
All right, so where are we at? Cinematography.
Cinematography, some beautiful movies this year. Yes.
I did Django, right? I mean, because cinematography is about working with the camera.
The
and
landscape that you
Yeah.
have, and I don't think about Lincoln and say that movie was beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
the cinematography of
No.
Lincoln was mostly indoor stuff. Django.
I'm gonna
I
go with
thought looked
Django.
Great. Right. Life of Pi, isn't that mostly green screen?
You would think about cinematography in Django where they cut to the flashbacks of him being whipped and they
Yes,
get that
yes.
different stock emulsion and it's all like gritty
Yeah.
and I just think that's that's creative.
I agree, Django
Well,
on
the other thing though, it's like
cinematography.
even Lincoln though, they tried to actually light it like
Now-
with almost oil lamps and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, but
so
what about Life of Pi for cinematography? I didn't see it, but I bet
telling
it's
you,
wild.
That's something about that tiger, and it's not real, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That bugs me.
You think there's like a giant stigma with just anything with CG in it, especially
It just
for this?
feels
yeah.
CG'd out.
You know.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
don't know.
animated feature. Usually Pixar gets these, which means it would be Brave. However,
Frankenweenie, a lot of
did-
talk about
Frankenweenie did not do well box office wise.
Yeah, but I'm
But,
hearing a lot of stuff about it now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got that.
I'm gonna go with
Nightmare Before Christmas,
I'm gonna
Tim
go with
Burton look to it.
Frankenweenie.
I'll go with Frankenweenie too.
And then Wreck-It Ralph made great
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
But
Pirates.
I'll still say Brave. I'll still say Brave because it's Pixar and they never
Yeah.
disappoint.
All
All right,
right.
now we're into the acting categories. Actress in a supporting role.
Okay.
It's Anne Hathaway. Whether people hate
Yeah.
musicals or not,
Yeah.
you watch the one clip that they show singing and crying.
Oh, yeah.
Sally Field got
Yeah.
to play the crazy.
She did well.
Yeah.
She did well, but
yes, but
not
she
enough.
didn't have a lot of scenes.
Yeah,
Really?
not enough.
I'm Barry Todd.
Every time I'm crazy. Did you see Louis C.K. on Saturday Night Live? When
What did
he
he-
played,
Yes.
he played Lincoln rather than
Yes.
Louis, and he talked about his
Lincoln,
wife, and he said like,
Lincoln.
she's crazy. She's like historically crazy. It's great.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say Anne Hathaway. Almost
Yeah, I'm gonna
almost a
agree
lock.
with you.
Yeah,
She definitely
she's
did
wonderful.
support
Actor.
actor in a supporting role. Now, every actor in this category has won before.
Oh wow.
Every actor in this category has has won
I'm gonna tell you who's gonna win this.
I know who's going to win.
Yes.
I'm going to say two, but let me hear what you want to say.
It's Christopher Waltz is the German, right?
Yes, Christoph Waltz.
Christoph
who
Waltz.
just won 2 years ago for Inglourious Basterds.
Yes.
But that doesn't matter.
As far as
I
I'm
say
concerned,
he is
give
gonna
it to
win.
him.
He's going to win. Alan Arkin was great in
Yeah,
Argo,
but
but he
he's-
was barely in the movie.
But he's the same character he always
Right.
plays.
And he was
too.
in like 3
Right.
big scenes.
I'm Alan
Philip
Arkin.
Seymour Hoffman was in the
Yes,
that
which
Scientology type
is
movie.
also
Yeah.
really good from
But-
what I hear. His acting, anyway.
I
It
saw
is,
that.
but
The
it-
Master was
The Master,
the
thank you,
Master.
yeah.
is
Tommy
actually-
Lee Jones, forget it. I mean,
Yeah.
that is-
Yeah,
why?
Christoph Waltz. If you think about the category, supporting role, he did an incredible job of supporting that movie.
Yes.
I was
So
wondering-
Matter of
he-
fact,
he
he's.
wins it.
I've had discussion with my wife.
Why not
Who
lead?
is the lead in that
Why not the
movie?
lead?
Why? Which movie?
In Django,
Django.
because
Oh.
he's actually got more screen time than Django does.
The main,
So-
it's all the main actor is always the one who goes through the greatest change throughout
Right.
the movie, and don't want to give away the ending to
Well,
Christoph
you know,
Waltz character.
another disappointment I had with Lincoln was with Tommy Lee Jones because I wanted him to come bursting into
Yes.
Congress
Right.
screaming his demands.
Yes, and it was.
I need all the fray sleeves. I need this done. I need that. You know, like it's
Every hen house, whorehouse.
right. Every, that laundry list. He's always got the laundry
House,
list.
whorehouse.
Right, hen house, whorehouse.
It was,
Exactly.
I honestly thought his
On a horse, not on a horse.
It was kind of a lame performance, a
And
regular performance.
is it unfair to Robert De Niro because he's De Niro to say, oh, he's been nominated before? he
Right,
doesn't
he's
win.
friends with
Yeah.
Silver
everybody.
Lining Playbook.
Yeah,
He was really good in that movie.
He was good.
He was really good, and he played a little bit of an OCD type
Yeah,
guy. This
yeah.
wasn't just a normal De Niro role.
Yeah, yeah.
But still, Christoph Waltz.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, I'll just say this about Philip Seymour Hoffman, about the Master. The
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
The
yeah.
movie was.
Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
Was it any good?
The movie, it's an okay movie, but what's good about the movie is you walk out of there and you think about the movie. Like,
Right.
what did I just see? Which most movies nowadays you don't ever
Right,
do.
no.
Right.
And in some ways, to give it I hate to spoiler to give it away, but it's a bromance. If you really think of it in a romantic, this is a romance movie in a sense of a friendship, then it all makes sense.
This is Joaquin
But
Phoenix
Joaquin Phoenix
and
and Seymour Hoffman,
yeah.
and they were both
Excellent.
incredible.
Yeah.
because it got slightly.
But it was just it was
Yeah.
okay.
right, and
it's
the
kind of forgotten how
yeah.
awesome.
right,
Seymour
and that was
Hoffman is.
Yeah.
that was the thing. But you know, that dude's solid straight through
But I
and through.
hope
But
Christoph Waltz doesn't win because he just won 2 years ago. Let's
So-
not give it to him. He
so-
deserves it.
We're moving on to actress now.
Actress in a lead
Actress.
role. Yes.
Here's the thing. Jessica Chastain might or not.
She
is it
won the Golden Globe.
She might win this. I really did not enjoy her performance in Zero Dark 30 at
Really?
all. I
Really?
really didn't. I thought she was one-dimensional. I thought she was like just a mean, just mean. I don't think
about
it.
the character she was asked to play.
And the fact that she had that best friend in the movie who dies in the blast, and it's like she went from not even liking her to all of a sudden it's like the reason she's going after Bin Laden, and it's just the whole thing. I thought she was wooden.
So I think almost all these same actresses were nominated for the Golden Globe. Jennifer Lawrence won the Golden Globe, and Jessica Chastain won the Golden Globe.
And
But
she's-
for the
and
Oscars, they cram all movies into one category.
and which Jennifer Lawrence? She's nominated for what again?
Silver Lining.
Oh, the Silver Lining, not the Hunger Games.
Which I thought
No, not the Hunger Games.
Yeah, God. Now, which I thought she was good in Silver Linings too.
Yes, yes.
So I would pick Jennifer Lawrence. Jessica Chastain's gonna win it.
Yeah, you're
And,
right.
yeah.
Jessica Chastain's going to win it. I loved Jennifer Lawrence in that movie.
Which to me, it's like, remember the end of Zero Dark 30? She's just
Yeah.
sitting there in
She's just sitting
silence,
there.
and it's just like,
yeah,
what?
remember, and I asked you that question in the movie.
Yeah.
She's crying at the end of the movie, but I don't know why she's crying.
Yeah.
She's because of her life, and she's got no one, or because of everything she just went through. If I'm asking that question, then
I'm telling you, if that was Homeland, if the Homeland people would have done Zero Dark 30, it would have been a better movie. Would have been better.
They did. There was that Seal movie they came out with.
Yeah.
Oh, Act of Valor.
Act of Valor.
Yeah.
Started
Oh,
Act
God.
of Valor.
Just mowing people down. That was
Right.
basically Rambo 5.
Actor
But with
in a
real
leading
seals
role.
in it
Yeah.
and real bullets, you know.
Yeah. Where are we at?
Actor in a leading role.
Okay.
It's coming down to Lincoln or Hugh Jackman, but Bradley Cooper was so good. It was such a departure of what he normally
They
does.
can't give him it.
Nah,
They
it's
can't
gonna,
give him it.
it's
But
Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's too wacky.
And Denzel was good, but it was Denzel being Denzel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In a
It's
year
Daniel
where
Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis plays Lincoln.
I think you got to give it to Daniel
He's gonna be
Day-Lewis.
Daniel.
But if Hugh Jackman won, would you be surprised?
No.
No, because
No, 'cause it
from
was a
what
great
you've
performance.
seen, I still pick Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
I think again, you know, what you're looking at here is now is like going to be the new league of front runner guys for the next few
For the
years.
next few years, right?
Yeah.
And all the big movies. Now, of course, Best Picture, 9 nominations instead of 10 like they've done in previous years. So it would have been nice if Skyfall did get nominated, but it didn't. Or see Brave or something like that, an animated film, get thrown in there, but not this year. Only 9 nominations.
Now,
I think we did a good job, for me anyway, seeing most of these movies this year. Saw
I'll-
Lincoln, saw Django.
I'll say this: I saw Argo. I mean,
saw
I saw
The Lion.
Argo. I immediately saw it like 2 days later because I was so excited about it. I brought my wife, and then I saw Django, and then the next day I showed my wife. I'm like, this movie's incredible. I love it. I saw Lincoln, loved it. Really didn't want to go in to see it again. I had to because I wanted her to see it, but I really wasn't really interested in seeing it. Now, when I did finally see it again, I thought, oh, this really is a
Right.
great movie.
Of the
But
list, and I
God,
think I know your answer now, but of the list of these movies, which one would you enjoy seeing 10 years from now? Not Lincoln. Probably
No.
still be happy to see Django again.
I probably would be
Right.
happy to see Django.
Yeah, but that's that's a thing of, like how many times we've seen Star Wars.
I
You
know,
know, I
that's
mean,
true.
like I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
that's,
Star Wars should have won Best Picture, not Annie
Yeah.
Hall.
well, that's true.
That's
I don't think Zero Dark 30's got a chance in this. I don't. think-
I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go with Lincoln. I think
Lincoln.
it's just gonna be Lincoln.
Because I've become, over the past few years, a big fan of Ben Affleck. Love to see Argo win.
Would love
'Cause
to.
Is he a producer on that? If he is, he gets an Oscar. Let me see the list.
I don't know. I heard he was editing.
Yes, it's
George
him and
Clooney
Clooney, yeah.
and Ben Affleck
Yeah.
and Grant Heslow would win the Oscar for that, and that would be
He
cool.
fired his editor midway through Argo and was editing it in his house on his laptop. Avid.
Now, was that
at one
nominated for
point.
editing?
Ben Affleck.
Wait, now I got to go back now to see, was his name on the list for editing?
He might be.
Film editing,
Is it? It's the
Argo. Let me click on it. and
John
see.
interviewed him for Production
No, it
Apprentice.
says
the
William.
editor.
It says William Goldenberg is the
yeah,
editor.
yeah. I think that's the guy. He
But that's
interviewed.
happened before.
But that's the guy he fired.
No, that's the guy who wound up picking up and
Oh,
taking over,
finishing over?
the film.
Oh,
So
okay.
if he wins, it'll be like that. Oh, what about the other guy? Should
Yeah.
he have gotten?
Yeah. But I mean,
Well,
like I
yeah.
said, without the editing, that movie's nothing. The movie's boring.
Yeah. So Best Picture. You think Lincoln's gonna win?
I think you got to give it to Lincoln. I think
Lincoln's probably gonna win. I'd like to see
you
Argo.
can't. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can't give it to Django. I don't know why you can't, but you can't.
Because,
You
like
just
I said,
Yeah.
Tarantino just gets in his own way.
Yeah.
He said the N word one too many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can't.
Well,
win.
maybe this will be the thing where he will learn, like in some way.
I got to make a real movie.
Like
Right,
Spielberg did something
I
like
got to
that.
reel
I
it.
have
I
to
got to
make a real
reel
movie.
myself. Yeah, I got to reel myself in.
Yeah.
But again, one thing in Lincoln that I was like, come on. There's that that part where when they changed the Constitution and James Spader goes to run to the White House from the Capitol building and he makes it there in 2 minutes. I've been to D.C.
Yeah.
You've been to D.C. You've been to
Not gonna
D.C.
and back.
and back.
Right.
Yeah.
That is
Not gonna
technically not feasible,
possible.
and especially if you're overweight.
And
Now, if you,
I guess they did it for poetic effect,
And
but
probably running-
he could have gone
probably
on a
running in the
horse.
mud also.
He could have got on a horse.
There were no
horse,
bike trails.
you could have
Yeah.
easily done. You could have easily done a great horse chase, the whole
Yeah.
thing. I mean, and that would have been like just as exciting.
Now those three characters, I mean, we're great. There's the lobbyists,
Spader.
the
Yeah,
lobbyists.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they're
Trying to
there.
buy votes.
It's
I
just
mean,
so
it's-
funny how nothing has changed since
Right.
I know.
1994.
I know.
And I'm sure they had
So-
a good laugh while they were making those
Yeah.
things, knowing like, oh, this isn't any different than
Right.
what's going
Yeah.
on right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got a couple minutes left. Looking forward to this year.
Hmm.
What are you looking forward to this summer? Superman.
Obviously, Superman, Iron Man 3.
Yeah, the Iron Man 3
Yeah,
trailer
all the
is
typical.
really cool.
Iron Man. But here's the thing about Iron Man 3 that again is that what's great about it is Shane Black is directing it and also writing the script. Shane Black had a lot of input on the first Iron Man, so all the funny things you like about Robert Downey Jr. He was
Right.
the one basically saying to Jon Favreau, like, "Hey, listen, have him say
Right.
this."
So this isn't somebody new coming to
And
this picture, obviously.
also, Shane Black is the wise guy in Predator, who's got all the great dirty lines.
Oh, yeah.
And he wrote a wonderful, great, entertaining movie called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which absolutely it must be seen because it's got.
And Robert
great-
Downey Jr. was in that movie?
Robert Downey Jr.'s in it.
I was going to say Keanu Reeves. Was he in
No.
it?
Oh God. Who is it? oh God, why can't
Whoever it is.
Top Gun?
Whoever it is,
all right,
I'm putting the picture up on the screen right now.
Right.
Rodney's still trying to remember.
Right,
the name.
exactly. No, who's the other guy that was in Top Gun next to Tom Cruise? It was the
Val Kilmer?
Val Kilmer, yes. Val Kilmer's in it. And
Well, he's blowing
What
up.
happened?
He's
What
blowing up.
happened?
no.
It looks like he's on
He did go
roids.
from Batman to Fat Man.
Right. Yeah. He should get the 2013 What Happened award.
What happened?
Val Kilmer. He's like, but no, it's just a great movie, and of course, and lastly, Shane Black wrote the first Lethal Weapon, so
Yeah.
he's a quality
It's not
guy.
like just some new guy they threw
Yeah,
in.
it's you're
And
gonna
then,
have a
of
great
course,
movie.
I've seen the trailer, 2 trailers now for Superman, I believe.
Yes.
And compare those 2 trailers to the Superman that came out a couple of years ago and when that trailer came out. And we were excited when that trailer came out. And we're excited now when this trailer came out, but there's still always that chance that this
It could be bad.
It could be
Although
bad.
it does not look bad. It honestly intrigues me. It
They're
looks
trying to
pretty
go
good.
for a very, very realistic world, so
Yeah.
he's going to be
That's
chased by the
Nolan. That's
military.
Nolan.
Yeah, the only thing I have a personal problem with it is just the suit. I'm just
Yeah,
not
the
a
suit's
fan of the
really-
suit.
God, the suit.
You know, the
Yeah,
guy
but it's
looks
so
good,
hard
the
to
idea
do
looks
it.
good.
It's so hard to do blue and red and not look like a crazy.
Yeah.
I know, but he looks like he's, I don't know, like they skinned a fish and colored it blue.
That's why I always like.
It looks like
You know?
Aquaman's
Yeah.
Aquaman's
guy.
I always
thing
liked what they did
together.
with X-Men. I always thought that was a best modern day interpretation of a.
Well, I love
superhero.
First Class what they did with that, but you know, I
Yeah.
thought even like last night I was watching a little bit of Spider-Man 2, and when I watched Spider-Man 2, my personal opinion, I think that's the best comic book sequel ever made because it's just, it's all about a character and a guy Peter Parker doing his thing all the whole time, and it's
Great.
there's-
That's a
it's just a
great movie.
great movie.
I see the lights blinking on that camera. That means I have 5 minutes or less. That one's about to
Is
go.
that actually
These ones
on
are
tape?
still good.
Are you still rolling tape on that
Well,
one?
that's the camera that has the audio input. That's where all
Oh,
these
okay.
mics are going because there's no audio inputs on the flip camera. So if I
What
get
do
the
you have, like,
GoPro,
well, you get a mixer going.
yeah, if I get the GoPro with the audio input, I can get rid of that 12-year-old camera and have a
actually
nice
be in
one.
HD.
I know, actually be in HD. These are 720, and this is practically
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, right.
That's one for picture.
Right.
So I'd love to pick up again and talk about Star Wars and prequels and
Oh,
not
yeah.
just the Star Wars movies. Now they're talking about other things that are like
Right.
backstory movies. They're taking
Right.
taking a page from First Class,
Mhm.
X-Men and stuff. But I'm afraid this is
time.
going to run out. So we're going to get back to work now. We'll see you again soon. Watch the Oscars.
And
Say something.
I want a free I want a T-shirt. I'll buy a
This
T-shirt.
is the one and only. We got it at a kiosk at the
One and
mall.
only.
Kristen got it for me for my birthday.
Don't get any
Really?
2 years ago, and she got it for like $12.
Oh,
And
yeah.
On the back of it, it says "Every day is Casual Friday."
Oh, dude,
man.
the Cafe Press would pound those out for you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So that's it for now. Webpage.
Travelthroughhistory.tv, and that's THRU.
Webpage.
Acme-superstore.com.
Okay, and you can check us out at Vimeo. Overtime has a Vimeo page. Overtime has a Facebook page, and once in a while I'm on Twitter. Thanks for watching. I got to get back to work. Goodbye. This is me working.